So, I have talked at length about not having too many of the same character in one collection. And with that, I tried to keep my Hulk Hogan's down a little bit. I got the Elite one that was in his brief run in WWF after it became WWE in the red and yellow. I had the NWO one, which is where Hulk really revitalized himself and became relevant again. And I had the WrestleMania 1, which was your basic Hulk Hogan. So why on earth did I buy the Amazon exclusive WrestleMania 9 Hogan? Especially after I just got the Mr. America, the Miss America, I'm sorry, the Mr. America, which to me should have wrapped up the Hulk Hogan's in my collection. Well, he was on sale, but also he fit a niche in my collection because I did not have the main run Hulkamania Hulk Hogan type of figure. And this does fit that. So here I was. I decided $20 for an ultimate. I went, yeah, I'm going to grab that. And I did. And I'm got to say I'm happy with the purchase. It's an interesting figure. I mean, it is the classic Hogan we're all used to. I mean, this is what we remember when we think of the Hulkster. And he's got the wing belt. He really looks the part. He's really awesome. I mean, he looks like he's ready to fight the Ultimate Warrior. The only part of it I kind of would go fair to is he's got one head where you see the black eye they had in WrestleMania 9. So that's not a head I'm going to use for the Hulkster. I'm going to pass on that one. But of course, he has the t-shirt he can rip off and be all dramatic with, and what you gonna do, brother? And it looks like that physique we remember from the 80s. It was, really buff and built up, and, the monster killer Hulk Hogan we saw for years and years and years until we didn't anymore after he had that fight with the Ultimate Warrior. And even after that, he was still the guy. I mean, people still cheered. He has, the Hulkster had an undeniable charisma in that era, and a lot of people poo-poo him for that. I mean, it's called working the crowd, and he got people involved and invested in the matches, and that was what was important more than anything else. And yeah, the matches were repetitious. They were the same thing every time, but you know what? You still went nuts when he hulked up, pointed that finger, and gave that leg drop that shouldn't have took anybody out. Even in your brain, you're going, I wouldn't do anything to anybody. It's a different type of wrestling. It's much more dramatic. And Hogan was the master of it at that time. Jake the Snake was pretty good at it too. It did begin to leak into WCW, who were more about athletic competition, but it did finally leak into WCW, or as it was NWA at the time. A lot of the others never caught on to this. AWA, WCCW, a lot of them never caught into it. I'd say the only one that came close was that the Memphis circuit that they just had so much drama. They had people almost getting shot, So they went a little bit too far with it, but I still enjoy the Hulkster. Now, hopefully, this one is the last Hulk Hogan I buy. I can't think of another one that would fit. I mean, he's got the wing title, so there's that, and I mean, what other reason would it? It's that classic title that we all love. So I don't think there's a reason to really go after another Hulk Hogan. I can't come up with one. This is the main one. I mean, this is the Hulkamaniac Hulkster that we that I grew up with. Is it a nostalgia thing? A little bit. Yeah, I will admit that. But he's the guy that got me into wrestling. I would not know wrestling if I didn't know Hulk Hogan. If it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, I would have never discovered wrestling. And then I never would have discovered Ric Flair or any of the other wrestling things I know. I mean, I knew wrestling, but I didn't follow it until Hogan. So, yeah, I mean, I do have earlier memories of wrestling, though. I do remember watching it periodically, but I didn't watch it very regularly until Hogan came along, and then I was a fanatic for several decades. Roman Reigns pushed me out of it, though. You know what I mean? Nah, WWF really dropped the ball. Yeah, and I said WWF. It's WWE, but I still say WWF. I do think they dropped the ball on a lot of things in a lot of places. And, you know, it's just not as good a show anymore. I still keep up with it. I still watch it on occasion. But this is the time when I was a junkie. And ate, breathed, slept wrestling most of the time. That and G.I. Joe and maybe Star Wars. Those were the three things. But there wasn't much to do with Star Wars, and G.I. Joe was going ebbing and flowing. So wrestling was at a high. I was really loving it. So with that, this figure, I'm going to say 4.5 stars. It's really good for the most part. I really like this figure. It's really nice. And I'm glad I got such a good deal on it. So that's my review of Hulk Hogan. Possibly for the last time. And don't forget to like and subscribe here at Infinite Realms. Help the channel grow. I'm not going to say that's what she said. Have a good day.